Going live. Go Leve.
Going Leve. Should
He
be
said
good.
Going Leve.
Oops. Good there. This over here.
We're
Go
going
live.
live. Go Leve. We're Leve.
There we
Going
go.
I hear
I'm
us
saying
saying
it.
going Leve like a million times. What is going on, Internet? And welcome to OnlyCops. Welcome to everybody. If you guys managed to make it from our recent premiere, welcome. We do this live every Tuesday and every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Today is a particularly interesting day because we're trying something new. As opposed to doing Tactical Tuesdays, though we do love spreading democracy, and we will likely do that maybe later here tonight. We're going to cover specific topics that aren't too like body cam specific or show specific. We're going to talk a little bit more broadly about law enforcement in general. We're joined here by Bill at the very top in his rightful place. The meat between our buns of Juan might be coming in hot here shortly, and invisibly off the camera, there is Keith, or as we refer to him as Dad. He's going to be here. He can. You'll randomly hear a disgruntled voice go, or yes, very much like Geralt of Rivia.
Very disgruntled.
I want to give Senior Sergeant Dan Hammer the first place prize. He was indeed first. Sarah for knowing that she is second, and Chris Kaufman, the issuer of the best ROE on the planet, for being number 3. We also have Notorious Emu, Kai, Trevor, Brooke. Seems new. What is going on? Geek Defense Initiative. What's going on? This is like Lucas Botkin at home. CMDR Sweeper, which I do believe is a Chris refugee.
Who?
Exactly. The Sailor George. He is here with like a little like horse emoji. Memphis Rebel said 69th. Shannon Rice. It is good to see you, Shannon. We have missed you in the after parties. Bill is here. Brian Miner. I did say hi to him during the premiere. I won.
Dude, what a great episode.
Dude, that was pretty rock solid. I'm pumped about the next couple of episodes. We actually had a couple good ones.
Yeah.
We got to have some good discussions on.
One that like everyone has been asking for.
Yes, the infamous Greenlight episode was recorded.
It is
will
coming.
Be going live, hopefully. I won Bonsai and got this awesome name change, which I'm assuming is Blank Forge. It's good to see you, Doug. Officer Nathan, I read almost Nolan for a second, just because we've been doing so many of those. Mom is here. Is Mom here twice?
Yes.
Or is it 2 different? Maybe Mom's here twice.
She is. She said back to my regular.
That's right. She's here with both her personalities.
Yeah, she said back to my regular YouTube name or whatever, YouTube account.
Snack is here. Let's see. Ben is here. I already said hi to Emu. Bro, Ben is the worst at bonsai. I like legitimately, I don't know if he's ever gotten more than like 3 points.
Dang.
Yeah, Ben is pretty bad.
He's pretty bad at that.
Tyler Stevens.
Like, I'm not good at reading, and he's not good at bonsai. Landon Carter, dude, it's been a minute. Who else? Thomas T.
Tyler, we need you back in stream more often.
Dude, I know. Tyler's my dog. I believe that's everybody that I saw at the very least. Welcome. We're going to be doing recruiting videos. We're going to be talking more broadly about, I guess, red flags and green flags for potential police departments. I know a lot of people, we get asked almost more than anything, hey, I'm going to be joining so-and-so's academy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about this department? And departments change as leadership changes, but as things change, some things stay the same. With our collective experience here, which between even just the 3 of us currently here talking to you, what that's like 30-something years?
At least.
And then with the people in the chat, you probably have well over a century worth of law enforcement experience. We're going to have some spicy takes here.
Especially if, who just hit their, somebody just got their 20 or 25 year pin, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think someone did. Yes, recently.
I don't remember who that was.
But the Anyways, we're gonna be covering this, likely hurting some feelings, likely, hopefully, changing some minds on one, whether or not to be a police officer, but two, to choose a better department so that you don't end up disgruntled like us. You'll be upset, but at least not disgruntled, or at least not disgruntled at your department. You could be disgruntled about the job, but not the department. So, yes, Nuncle. Bonsai is an after-party inside joke that if you want to know more about, you can join our Patreon group. It is as little as $1 a month, and it gives you direct access to the Discord. The Discord is where we do all the wild stuff. We'll likely be doing either some democracy spreading, depending on who all's there. We might even do some ghost hunting. We'll do something. I'll hang out with our Patreon people afterwards. How long has Chris the Cop been the cop? Well, he promoted after lieutenant, I think like 15 years ago. So he's only really been he was a cop for like 10 or 15 years, and then he became an administrator. That does not count.
So speaking of Chris, if you watched his Coffee with Cops, which was us on Saturday, he told us he's actually been in a uniform of some kind since he was 13 years old.
Yeah.
He did what did he do? Like EMT stuff in?
He did Explorers, EMT, and
It was Explorers in high school, right? And then EMT stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that dude has lived it. But also this first video that we're gonna watch is something we talked about on Chris's stream. This is from the Orlando Police Department about their chief. So while we wait for Juan, we will watch this.
It's nearly 7 o'clock on a Friday night in the city of Orlando. And Orlando Police Chief Eric Smith is gearing up for what has become a weekly tradition.
Ride tonight?
Yeah.
As he leads his department of more than 800 sworn men and women.
Once a week. I like to get out and ride with the officers on midnight shift.
An 8-hour shift, the chief hopes sends a clear message that being chief is about a lot more than working an 8 to 5.
So I just want to point this out for those people that might have missed it. My man said once a week he rides out with midnight shift.
That is a lot of time, and especially because he has to be there for like board meetings.
But also, they only work 8s, so I bet they're working 5 days a week.
Yep.
So that is no joke.
Yeah, that's quite an adjustment.
I think it's doing a disservice to the officers that I'm here to work with every day by just coming in 8 to 5, not knowing what they go through, not knowing what they need to do their job better. It just seems like I would be shorting the city and shorting our officers if I did it that way.
For Chief Smith, these ride-outs provide a chance to keep his eyes on the pulse of the city, while also keeping a pulse on how his officers are doing and what they need to keep the city safe.
No kidding.
I think it shows them that we're all one team. The one thing I do mandate is that everybody from the rank of lieutenant and on up rides 1 or 2 midnight shifts a month. So that way they're seeing all of us. They're seeing their command
lieutenant
staff out there
all the
them,
way up,
doing the job with them.
Nice.
So I think that's very important to them. It's very important to us, and it shows that they're not alone out here.
And out here in the city on any given night,
well, it's Florida.
It can be from I've been working where a homicide's gone out.
Like, look at when he drives by those buildings. You can't even see them.
From one extreme to the other.
When those calls go out on the radio, Chief Smith will show up to the scene to provide backup for officers.
So
I'm not going to give him too much grief for that.
Yeah.
Because also I think it's good for him to be out there as the backup officer to see how his officers work calls. And you could see good policing and you could also see bad policing out in the wild.
I think like a safety thing.
Yeah.
Because you got to so a backup officer, I'm not going to say there's less stress, but it's less complicated. Because really your job is use of force and security.
Right.
Your job's not trying to articulate.
And there's no reason he shouldn't be able to keep a scene secure and safe as a backup officer, right? Especially if he's going out once a week. Like, the dude remembers how to be a cop.
Yeah. I will say this too. So when it's your only job, You get pretty good at it when you're working domestics or getting familiar with like frequent flyers. You might not see it once a month, and I guarantee you he deals with multiple people or the same people multiple times.
Of course.
Doing it with that level of frequency. But I do also like that he's not going to be stuck on a report call and not seeing. He's trying to see as many calls as possible.
Right.
So he can see. And also, like, if there's a hot call, what's useful, and I'll have a story time about this after we get done watching it. You get approvals pretty much immediately because literally
he's already there.
There.
So, like, who's going to overrule him?
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, and I don't remember hearing that the first time I watched this. The lieutenant on up thing twice a month
is huge.
I think that's bigger than this. Like, I think that's bigger than him going out once a week.
Shannon, what's the REM cycle? I haven't had a REM cycle.
That's your own fault.
Years.
I don't want to hear about it.
It is partially.
That is your own fault. But the lieutenant on up, dude, that makes such a big difference for how you treat your officers.
Yeah.
We'll see what else.
And it doesn't take long before one pops up. A suspicious person call along Orange Blossom Trail.
Also, 800 sworn officers is a big department.
That's
not a small city.
Commissioner Karen versus Chief of
Responding officers end up making an arrest for drugs and a warrant. But amidst the action, a watching chief on standby doesn't go unnoticed by officers.
It's always a pleasure seeing him come out to calls. He's the real deal. He's out there every weekend, walking around downtown. All the big holidays, he's right there with us. He sees exactly what's going on in the streets, what we're dealing with.
OPD officer Brian Hussein says that support from the top goes a long way.
He never asked us to do something he wouldn't do. That definitely doesn't go unnoticed.
Oh, Manda Panda, happy birthday.
From Paramore to Pine Hills and beyond, the Friday night ride-out continues.
Yep.
Chief Smith hears a traffic stop call go out and quickly navigates the streets to provide backup for his solo officer. It's also another chance to simply check in.
You're no better than the officer riding a district. So you should be pitching in and helping out.
No, he probably backed up
on
another
weekends
officer.
It's downtown Orlando.
Close by.
It requires the help from a beefed-up police force of on- and off-duty officers. The center of the city becomes a hotspot for both locals and tourists.
Communicate with us.
To get ready, Chief Smith and dozens of officers gather for a downtown briefing to spell out the game plan before hitting the streets. This is just one piece of the puzzle for safety in the city beautiful and a priority for the chief.
It's second to none. I mean, everyone should feel safe in their home. Everybody should feel like they can sit on their porch any time of day. It's their right to feel safe. No matter where you live in the city of Orlando, you should feel safe, and that's my job. To keep you safe.
Shannon, I want to see one of those traffic
spans
stops for the
3
person
decades in Orlando.
I like this job. I love what I do. And it's very important.
I'm the chief of police. What do you want?
You're going to fight crime and protect.
Could you imagine calling for a supervisor and you get the chief?
And he also loves and believes in
Orlando, no less.
From the front.
Dude.
And that's the one thing I've always stressed.
Kayla, what's going on?
Kyla.
In my
Kyla.
And,
there's no A there, you're right.
Something I truly believe is that
Pardon my
we're all
dyslexia.
cops. You're a police officer first.
I'm a little
and
slow.
You may be wearing a rank, you may be wearing lieutenant, captain, deputy chief, or chief, but you're still a police officer, just like everybody else out here is.
You are still a cop.
In Orlando, they are.
Dude, I respect the hell out of that.
Bro, shout out to them.
Awesome.
That's impressive.
I have some critiques for my old police department, but I do have 2 bright spots. There was, prior to the year 2019, the chief that I had, I'll go ahead and dox him here, Chief Johnson. Good dude.
Yep.
I didn't agree with everything, but I did agree with a lot of he brought in a lot of policies that were very positive. He kept some that were very negative, but he brought on some pretty positive policies. But one of the things he did is every single Christmas, he took a shift from somebody, a full 10-hour shift. And he would get, and mind you, Chris was pretty much a hand-picked police officer, whatever.
Of course,
but he worked the whole shift. And he did it on Christmas because he goes, I make my guys work all year long. If I can give one guy off for Christmas that has to work it, like they're scheduled to work it, whatever, That was a big deal that he would take the time to go do it, and I respected that about him. Periodically, if there was like a really, really big call, more than once I heard, for us it was 101 was his call sign.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd hear 101 and everyone would kind of perk up and be like, oh, whoa, like somebody important's out here. I need to chill.
Yeah.
There was also a peak 2020. There was, and God bless him, he's recently passed, but Chief Colby came out. He was an assistant chief at the time. And
Dude, he was
Chief Johnson
the
had left.
best.
Chief Colby, God bless his soul, he's one of the best people I ever worked for. This guy came out because we were short. We were drowning in calls.
Mm-hmm.
Like just drown. You know when we had like 20 on the board and there was no way in hell any of us, when like 3 of us had DWIs?
Of course.
So I was stuck floating, which is where I'm like doing my best to at least just knock out all of the priority 1s or priority 2s. And all you hear is randomly, 101, show me around. I was like, oh shit. So this guy went to go back me on these calls, and I'm like stressing, right? Because I'm like, damn it, like with my luck, I don't want to go do something stupid or whatever. And he worked 7 straight calls with me, one of which was a repeat call. It's like a dumb, like what's it called? There's a civil issue. They had an issue with their room. We had already showed up. He watched me work the call and was like, no, I thought that makes sense what you said, and I don't believe that there's any difference in the legal ramification. He canceled a call. I was like, oh, what's it like having godlike power like that? I was like, whoa. But this man got on the radio. He said, this is 101. You can cancel that call. Like, it was incredible. But
I did thoroughly enjoy the lieutenant that we had that was actually a good lieutenant.
Dog. We did have one. I had a midnight,
Loved when he got on the radio and he was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
No. Send me the call sheet. And then he'd be like, 2 minutes later, he'd be like, yeah, go ahead and cancel that call.
Yeah, so the only other time, and this was really, really cool, but I had, the way we used to do use of force reports is whoever was going to do the report just took everyone's information down and filled out the paperwork. And you would just do a supplement if you were involved in that. I had to put down Assistant Chief Colby on 3 of my use of force reports.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild. Like, this is a legit high-risk takedown of a car, and you're now rubbing elbows with, and then we were a big department. I think we were like 780 while we were still there. It was a pretty large department. And so I did respect that. Almost everybody else in that command staff, I would be shocked if they could work even a simple traffic stop, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it showed. But yeah, mad respect for that. That's the only experience I have with that. Let's see. That deep sigh. I don't agree with everything. Oh my goodness. I'm making sure I don't have any answers or questions I don't have answered here.
I'm answering one.
Oh, perfect. But yeah, in general, I do think it's important. We're actually kicking around the idea of starting a based and not based, or I would apply here and not apply here list. Based on stories like this. We don't know, like I said, this is still an emerging thing for Tuesdays. But we might take Tuesday to go see, like, hey, this was a pretty cool policy change, or this is a pretty cool recruiting change. You're about to go see probably a bunch of stuff I wouldn't do or wouldn't look for, or we're going to dispel some recruiting literature. Let's just call it that.
So I want you guys to see. Now, this was just a very quick search from me, so maybe this is my bad. But the NYPD police officer recruitment video is 3 years old, and I have not seen anything newer in a quick search. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know. So we're going to watch this for... is NYPD the biggest, or is LAPD the biggest?
I think NYPD is still the biggest.
Even with all the quitting and
retiring?
retiring?
Maybe with quitting and retiring, maybe not. I don't know.
One of the biggest police departments, right?
Up there. It's kind of weird that
the NYPD is changing.
Yeah.
Be the change. Change a life. Save a life. Live a life of meaning. Join the NYPD.
I'm Deputy Inspector Tania Kinsella.
Hi, my name is Police Officer Diana Familia.
Police Officer Jaja Goburn.
Police Officer John.
I've been on the job for 17 and a half years.
I have been a police officer for roughly a year and a half.
For 4.5 years.
I have 4 years with department.
From a young age, I was told to always do everything possible to give back to your family and
That's
community.
incredible.
And being a police officer allows me to do that.
With my previous job, I was helping children, and I found a lot of joy in that. So I decided to join the police department and broaden my horizons.
I was a young girl that grew up in the South Bronx, and I remember seeing the cops helping people, and I wanted to be them. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help
So be honest?
people that look like me, help New York City.
You ready for the first red flag?
Tell me.
The most senior officer they had in this recruiting video? 4 years.
Yep.
Big red flag. Big red flag. You want to see if you can convince a 10-year plus officer to show up in your recruiting video without them threatening to quit.
Mm-hmm.
That's primo.
Yeah.
Like, I've been here 17 years. And that's not a supervisor. I'm talking about a guy that still chose, or a girl that still chose to stay on patrol.
Yeah.
Or even be like at the sergeant level. Like, you're still a supervisor, but you're like, I like doing the work because I don't feel so crushed by administrators that I feel like it's worth keeping that.
Yeah.
In a law enforcement family, most of my family members work at the police department in China.
My favorite thing about being a police
that's
officer
suspect.
is making a difference in the city that I was born and raised in.
I think this job let me find the meaning of
Right.
life.
From the CCP to the NYPD.
Help people in different ways.
All right. This
That's kind of funny.
Listen.
That's probably 3 years ago. It was a little
This
less
just-
suspect.
this just brought this up in my brain. Remember, I think it was last year. Oh, there's Oh, great. Juan's in here and he's echoing all over the stream.
Immediately ruins everything.
Man. Come on, Juan.
They're asking where Chirac is. We're getting to them. Don't worry. We'll get to them.
There he is.
Brian said what not to say.
There's Juan.
Oh, my God.
Um,
I'm listening.
Oh, yeah. Remember, I think it was last year. I don't know. Remember when they caught those like Chinese police stations?
Yeah,
that were like popping up
yeah.
randomly all over the place? How much you want to bet she was in one of them? I'm just saying. I'm just
Suspicious.
saying. Thank you, Keith.
That zoom in was for Sarah.
There's so many different paths in this department. I started off as a patrol police officer, and now I'm a forensic sketch artist, chasing my passion.
I would like to study hard and become a
What?
supervisor.
One day, I too inspired to be the police commissioner.
I'm very honored to be part of a department that is not only a great organization, but also a great family.
I love the NYPD.
Join the NYPD.
Join the NYPD.
Join the NYPD.
If I can do it, you can do it. Join the NYPD.
Juan showed up
Be
and
the
chose
change.
violence.
Join the NYPD.
Okay.
So, in general, and I'm not saying
Don't do it.
I'm not saying being part of a police department is not being like a family. Because while you're there, I do think that that's true. I did feel pretty close, like you keep up with each other and you spend a lot of time around each other. Like, it's a lot of time. You gotta think,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't have known Bill if it wasn't for me being a cop. And
It's true.
I'm closer to him at times than I am my actual brother.
There's literally
I
no
love it.
other way we would have met.
Literally, yeah. And so, though I do think it's partially mostly trauma bonding, right? Like, this part of that. And some of it's also just like spending. I worked with hundreds of different police officers, but I talked to like 3. And Chris actually gave, and one of these days we'll get him on here. He actually had a really important part. He gave 20 plus years to a police department, and he said that whole time, once he left, like the day he left, he hasn't heard from a single one of them.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me.
Crazy. What did he say? It was like 100 and how many?
140?
Something like that.
140. Yeah.
And he was a SWAT commander.
Yeah.
So like
They're even closer.
The commander
You don't
of
work with
a
nobody else. Yeah.
very small team that works together all the time, and none of those people. Well, that's not true.
He said he had like
4 or 5,
but they
right?
were the ones. They were the ones that were coming up with him like from
the
very beginning.
So
the
not
ones
no
that he's known
one
for his whole life. Yeah,
but also
like
his
academy
daughter.
classmates.
His daughter works there now, and people will be like, "Oh, how's your dad?" And she tells him his phone number hasn't changed.
So it's not. Don't listen to that, Keith. How many people do you talk to that you used to work with?
None.
He hit us with a straight none.
Damn.
Keith's like, they're all dead.
Okay, what's your
call? Oh my god.
I don't talk to anybody that I work with. I mean, I've been out for 8 years, and so
not a damn one,
bro.
They will not replace your family.
Hey,
Prioritize your family.
7 days. Josh and I have been out for 3 years.
Yeah.
So Bill and Josh, you're welcome. Y'all wouldn't be talking to each other if it weren't for me.
What?
Not how that works.
I don't think that's how that
works. Juan, I wouldn't be talking to you if it wasn't for OnlyCops.
Hey, but thank you, Juan.
Hey.
That's probably not true.
No.
That's probably not true. No.
But
I kept the mustache for this
we'd
man.
probably all just be hanging out in
part
like
of a year.
at Chili's or some shit.
Probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'd be
chili sounds
balling.
good.
We'd be banging out.
Some wings sound good.
But
So
no,
that's-
like
that's,
outside of Josh, there's 3 people that
Maybe 3.
I'm like, if they don't text me, I go out of my way to text them and like keep in contact with them. And that's out of a class of 40. How many people do we have? 41?
That's including classmates. Yeah, 41.
41? Yeah.
So I'm not saying that to criticize the people still doing the job that aren't reaching out to others. It's just like
please, if our former people, if we don't already talk, please don't text me.
If I wanted to hear from you, I'd message
Please don't text me.
But
that's not what that meant.
Yeah, the idea behind it is that they give you this idea. There's this concept that you're a family, and I'm sure veterans have a very similar experience. That dude, once you're out, they're like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like it's a very strange, and like it's not that they have bad feelings towards you. It's just you're no longer in it. It would be the equivalent of like being a POW with a bunch of people, and then like they give one of you out in like a hostage. You're never talking to them people ever again. You're like, I'm just glad to be gone.
Yeah.
And they, in some way,
You're
shape,
like,
or
thank
form,
God we survived.
they have like reverse survivor's guilt. They're like, we're still on the chopping block kind of guilt, you know? And it's, I don't know. It's different. I have rarely been on that side of the fence, but also like it consumes so much of your life.
Yeah.
That you really don't have space for these other people. So it's not a critique on the guy still doing the job.
Yeah.
But
not at all.
It is a critique when you're trying to leverage that in a recruiting video.
But also, and the good departments will stress this, you should have friends who aren't cops.
Yep.
While you're a cop.
Yep.
You should not just be friends with cops.
Chili's.
Yeah, exactly. Juan. Like
one thing that I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go, no, say it, Keith.
I was just gonna say that the one thing that, like, I watched guys retire before me, and when they left, yes, nobody reached out to them, but if they were good, man, they lived on in the agency. They told stories about him in the academy.
Yeah.
They told stories about him in briefings, things like that. So, yes, they were gone, and it's pretty much like death because nobody. You kind of get in this weird thing. Cops have superstitions.
Mm-hmm.
Like
sounds like high school, where it's
know,
like, well, yeah, your records are on the wall and everybody talks about you, but like if
right.
you go back, it's
high
weird.
school sports.
Yes, but you'll live on, and you'll live on, and maybe you were that reason that a policy was written. I don't know. If anybody here, you know, so things like that. You know, they name a policy after you, like somebody who might be.
I get to wear.
I'm not sure.
I get to wear. You don't threaten. You don't threaten people with a taser when they're on a roof.
Yes.
Yes.
But you know what? So like Josh and I did a lot of scenario-based training in the academy, and some of the actors that would come back were retired police officers.
Pretty great.
And like they were awesome. But at the same time, I thank God every day I'm not them. Like I'm so glad I didn't stay, retire, and then I'm still going back to be an actor because I can't get away from the job because that's like all I base my identity around.
I think it's kind of what I mean is like if you allow everything else to leave you, and you got to imagine like it kind of crushed me to listen. Like I have a really awesome relationship with my dad. I have a really awesome. I got to keep Juan as a friend, right? And he was a pre-policing friend. If I had burned myself out so hard that I couldn't have maintained those, right? I get to keep my first wife. I'm still married to the same one, right? Like,
yeah,
like did like police.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. That one, I'll take that one. I'll take that.
No, I got you, bro. I got you.
But the
do you want to say you're welcome back, Josh, or?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I guess that is fair. That's fair.
But the policing will take whatever you're willing to give it, and it'll take it from you, and they very thanklessly take it from you, and then not replace it.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
LAPD.
let's not watch this
LAPD.
one. No, let's watch
best police
this
recruiting
one.
video ever.
This one, dude. I hope you're ready for this music.
There's a lot of buildup.
This is incredible.
I'm ready.
And you are gonna die when you see where it is. Alexandria, Louisiana.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the entire police department right there.
Mid-Central Louisiana.
I just love this video.
Those rookies?
Yeah, I think so.
Academy.
Oh yeah. There's some good.
Judge their push-ups. I saw one that I would not
count.
Zero. Dog squad is yo. Those are some TRT taking SWAT officers.
Hey.
Right there. I can respect that. The G3 flex.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna like that.
But this bridge is like the highlight of the town.
I like that transition.
So Juan, I want you to give us a breakdown of the videography after the video.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, so far they're doing a really good job. It's good pacing.
At a high school stadium there.
That's probably the department, dude.
Yeah, it looks like they're able.
Got one motors unit.
Probably.
I'm gonna send them for that.
3. They got 3.
They all work the same shit.
They got a Bearcat dog?
Does this not feel like a movie trailer?
Kind of does.
It does.
I expect Sicario.
Bro, he didn't even clear that
how is this
intersection.
not a write-up?
Yeah.
Found an action track out here.
Got a robot?
Shout out.
They fake
Got
a
dude
chase?
that run.
Oh, look at that.
Also
He's a
old
recruit.
timers.
You know he's a
Look at
recruit.
all these old timers. They got to be a recruit. I just talking about this. Look at the 3 right.
Bikes.
Bro, they just did a explosive entry into the room.
Dispatch got in there. K9.
Another old timer, bro, a sergeant. Spicy dog. He's deployed as not an armed person. Well, nice.
Crown Vics.
Come be a part of the future.
Dude. Was that not awesome?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B.
I loved it.
But only because the amount of like the fade to black that they did, where it's just like constant blinking.
Yeah.
It's like you're just doing this with your eyes the whole time.
I'll give you that.
I get it, but like
I'm
that's
gonna be
the only thing I have a problem with.
That was
Everything like that
5 years
so
ago
good.
too.
I'm gonna start running outside.
You should.
I'm motivated. I'm motivated right now. I'm gonna start working on my PT score here. I saw older police officers, which was nice to see. I saw and mind you, they're probably voluntold, right? Most of these types of videos you don't get to pick. Did like that they showcase not just like recruits having a grand old time, like they were doing PT. like they were doing, which tells you, like, from an attitude standpoint, that they take training very seriously and they're preparing you for the very serious nature of the job. Really, if I was recruiting for police officers, I would recruit the personality, right? So I care more to see that they are very personable, that they are very easy going in like a conversation, and that they handle conflict. Like, I'm going to be confrontational with them in a interview, right? And see that they move very well with that, because I can teach you damn near everything else. I can teach you CCP. I can teach you the rules for how to be safe, right? Courage is a little less complicated, or a little more complicated. I don't know that you can recruit or train that. That's just something that you're kind of, but a personable police officer will always get you into less trouble than a very dangerous police officer with no people skill.
So, it's funny that you say that, because I'm going to put my psychologist hat on here, which it's been 11 years since I did anything with this, but but I'm jesting. But one of the things that I studied, was one of my focuses was essentially business psychology and corporate psychology. It was called like industrial or whatever. But the point was, like, part of what we studied was like interviewing people. And the biggest thing that the study showed was, like, you need to interview for the personality, which almost zero businesses do. Yeah. Right. And it's like, if you have a personality, everything, like you said, everything else you can teach. So if you have the personality to fit, if you are an introvert who likes really detailed stuff, then you should probably be a software engineer. Right. Yep. And like, no amount of training will get a super extrovert to be a good software engineer. They're going to sit at the water cooler talking to everybody the entire time. Yeah. And it's the same thing for pretty much any job. It's like personality and character are the biggest things that you need to be looking for. And everything else can be secondary. You can get somebody fit enough to do the job. You can get somebody, you can teach them jujitsu. You can teach them all the techniques. You can teach them how to shoot a gun, but you cannot teach a good personality.
Well, and that's kind of what I was getting at, is like, I'd be interested to see, like, to be honest, like, interviews in general
are terrible.
Should be done. Well, they're terrible. It's a terrible structure.
They're like, every interview structure that exists, that anybody that probably in our audience has ever been through, is awful at telling you if you're going to be able to do the job that you're being interviewed for. Yeah. Awful. God awful. It's bad. It's not worth a damn.
Step Pro, thank you for monetizing what's likely going to be a very hard to monetize stream. He said, "Here's your allowance. What's happening today?" We are going over police recruiting fallacies. Thank you for that. I think you'd almost be better served to do like group exercises, right? And see, because there's multiple things. It's one of the things I used to really like. I took it was like a personality test, is the best way I could describe it, but it was done in a very unorthodox way. They gave us like really weird questionnaires that didn't seem like they made any sense. Then they would give us tasks. And so we were forced to like evaluate our company from like a strategic standpoint. They'd say, well, what do you think your company's bad at? And they would give like a very special portion of the group that job to give it to, like, you'd have like an hour or two to give a demonstration on that. And based on how you interacted within the group, and they'd make you move groups and all of this kind of stuff. And it taught you how you fit within a company or how you fit within a work group. And like, even like within this one, right? So like Bill has a certain set of characteristics. Juan has a certain set of characteristics. Dad, his characteristics died a long time ago, but he's still here, right? But like, and like I have a certain skill set, and it's really interesting. I would look at my organization and say like, well, I think we're crushing it in public relations, but we've had a couple of use of force go very, very sideways and some officer injuries. So I just need a fucking pipe hitter, right? And I'm going to be recruiting for that guy if I feel like I don't have it within my department. Versus I have all my TRT guys are like really happy and doing well, but like I clearly have a lot of community initiatives I'm falling short on. Will let me go recruit for. And that was what I tell my recruiter. I'm looking for somebody who's personable, but can still effect an arrest. Right? Like I need, and so I think a lot of that, there's more allowance, Henry, thank you. I think that would be probably a more effective. When they talk about diversity, that they're always looking for the wrong things to be diverse in. Ultimately, diversity should be diversity in skill set, not necessarily diversity. Because in a call, at any given point in time, like that's what's important.
Yeah, skill set and background, which is different than like because like you can be black and come from the suburbs. You can be white and come from the hood. Like there's no, but like having a variety of perspectives is very useful when you're in a big group, which obviously like a department will be. But like when you're just looking for checkbox people, as I like to call them, it's like it's not really the same thing. I mean, I'm just like, look, it's as someone who has probably been that to some
Listen,
organization or
I'm
another.
not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Nathaniel's super chat.
Okay, good.
Nathaniel's.
He killed me with that one.
Oh,
I want
goodness.
Josh to read it.
Your divorced mom here. Your dad can't buy your loyalty. Nice dreams, sweetie. See you next week for visitation.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Old JK.
Nathaniel, I had no idea you were my mom. I would have blocked you a long time ago.
So
no, but Juan, what you're saying
Juan's
is
point,
100% correct because, well, like diversity aside, right? Especially in a job like policing, why aren't we hiring the best person for the job who does have that background that could relate more to someone in our city?
Yeah. Well,
Like-
and I think there's kind of a fallacy when you talk about like the best person for the job, because I feel like there's the actual best person for the job, and then there's like the institution's best person for the job, and the institutions are so old and bad
True.
at doing and finding people.
But if you're
that
worried
their
about
version-
your city,
Mhm.
you need to get people in there that will be able to relate to everyone in your city, right? So that's what I
Correct.
mean by the best person. Like,
Yes.
you don't need the best person for a police officer. You need the best person for your city, which is like,
and I think recruiting falls very flat on that side. And this is in pretty much every large organization, but I think in policing, especially because you're talking about life and death decisions, like there's certain criteria that I think these super chats are out of control.
Hold on.
Pause. Just like here, we'll pause. Let Josh read.
Sticker Bomber says, "I can buy your loyalty." If
he
those
says,
cards are on the
I
table."
can and will buy loyalty.
Nathaniel,
My mom said, feelings mutual, Bill. The condom failed. So a new meaning to cockblock?
There it is.
Question
That's my favorite so far.
So I was saying something about institutions and
back
like
to what you're
the
saying.
I think just like the frameworks that we use to find the quote unquote best people are super outdated. They're basically like Industrial Revolution era garbage that honestly should have never been used, but like was better than what we had at the time.
Yes.
And at this point, we need to be looking at new frameworks and new ideas and new stuff like that. And I think there is almost zero resources devoted to finding that solution, and almost all of it devoted to like, well, can I just fit these check boxes so people stop yelling at me? And that's dumb.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I think
so. Like, I sent you guys that that thing from our old department where they have like this initiative to hire female officers.
Yeah,
30%, right?
Yeah,
30 by 30.
Yeah, 30 by 30, 30% by 2030. That's all good and well, but do you have good, qualified, suitable female officers applying for that job? Because if you don't, then your goal is very unrealistic.
And that's funny because like that's a similar thing that you see in like sports and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, so you've got a sport where the potential is always there, but where's the infrastructure to support getting somebody to the point where they are equivalent, right?
Sure.
And nobody looks at the infrastructure side of it. They only look at the results side of it. And they look at, okay, well, we don't have this many females in the department.
Right.
So how do we get this many females in the department? Okay, well, cool. But like, are you
haven't
doing
even
anything?
solved- Yeah, you haven't solved how to get those recruits even
Right.
there. Yeah.
Like, can women get to the point where they are equivalent to male officers? Absolutely.
Sure.
Have you done anything to do that? Have you done anything to get them to because if all you're doing is lowering your physical standards, that's not a good option. That's not a good solution, right?
Yeah.
If you're now have an officer that cannot I think we watched the Arlington PD training video or whatever, and like she did great. But I'm gonna make a different point. But it's like if you have somebody that can't pull the dummy or whatever, or can't meet those requirements, lowering those requirements or not. Is not the
just to get
solution for that.
Just to get them in the door, right?
Just to get them in the door, right?
Because then it's like, oh well, we've checked
and
our.
And we can have a
box.
whole discussion about whether the requirements are reasonable or not for the actual job that's being done. Which we also had a discussion about that, where it's like, well, some of this stuff is probably not relevant to the actual job that is going to be required of the officer, and you can look at training and all that stuff. But like, the idea that like you can just go out into the general population and be like, okay, start applying, and let's try just getting more. And if we just get more, then we'll have. It's like, no, like you've got boys that are from a very young age told, hey, these are your options.
Yeah,
you should work towards those, and they start working at the age of like 3 towards those options. And you've got girls who are told these are your options, and they work towards those instead. And it's like,
well,
and the same thing we can talk the same thing about race. We can talk about, really, you can talk about any demographic demarcation. You can talk about height, you can talk about weight, you can talk about like a bunch of stuff.
You can't necessarily make people taller, but
well, you can't, but you can make them more effective.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, so you're 5'2", can you still be an effective officer? And how do we get you there? As opposed to like, well, why don't we just lower the requirement for your weight? Why don't we just lower the requirement for, your time to complete the test? Why don't we just lower the requirements? Like, no, why don't you just, maybe they have to work harder. Maybe they have to Rudy it out, right?
Rudy it out.
But like,
no, but there has
if the requirement is necessary, the requirement is necessary. There is no,
and to be honest, instead of the Explorers program being about romanticizing the idea of what policing's like, it could very easily be, here's how to work out, here's how to study for stuff, here's how to work on your personal well-being, here's how to work on de-escalation, self-de-escalation, like not allowing, you're developing an internal locus of control, and that could be happening at the high school level.
Well, because there's also like
the Explorers program already is there.
There's no reason you can't pair a 5'2" officer with an officer that's really, really big, and have that officer handle the.
Hey, I've already said that's my optimized work group. You got the social worker.
You make somebody that's really good at de-escalation, and somebody that's really good when the escalation doesn't work, and you put them together, and that's a really good team. But like we don't. We don't like solutions in this country. We like things that sound good. And things that sound good are almost never good solutions.
My 9-year-old asked me, why do women make less than men? Part of my answer is girls aren't pushed towards higher paying jobs. I can see
it's true. Yeah. It's also like you lose like 10 years. If you have a kid, you lose like 10 years of your career.
I think too. I think a lot of people have gotten away from the idea of what's valuable in society in general. Like sometimes, like somebody might look at somebody that's laying bricks and be like, "Wow, that's a shit job." And you're like, "Dog, that's incredibly critical to the infrastructure of society." Some dude's just real good at doing that. Encourage them, right? Heck, plowing a field's the same thing. Like we all need those functions in society.
You know what I really liked about like 90s TV shows was, and this is relevant, I swear, but it was the idea that like everybody had like a specialized role, right? So it's like you found the thing you were really, really good at and better than anybody else, and you went and you did that, and then I think we got away from that, and it made us worse as a society.
Yeah.
But that's just a pet theory. I don't know if there's anything to back that whatsoever.
That's fine. These are whiskey musings at this point.
100%, dude.
I knew they were. I know one. Okay, we'll keep going.
Are you ready to get back to policing videos?
Yeah, Juan.
Hell no. Go back to psychology. Where's the therapist video? Where's the camera video? Let's look at specs on cameras.
Hollywood, is it back in the box for a 415 man with a knife?
FB 19106.
Is Nathaniel really?
The reason why I decided to be a police officer is because I
Did he really win Bonsai last week?
True fulfillment in serving others.
Saved by the Bell was great.
Is this LAPD?
What I will remember the most about the academy will definitely be the relationships.
This isn't necessarily their recruiting video. It's a look inside their academy. I couldn't find like a recruiting video.
That was where they filmed Charlie's Angels.
They must have like their media. Yeah, just from the look of this, their media department must put out like.
The goal of the Los Angeles Police
30
Department
interviews a
Academy
year
is nothing short of exceptional.
Of just like.
It's a transformative
mini
journey designed to shape recruits
documentary
into
things.
well-prepared, resilient
Instead of
officers
doing like a recruitment
ready to
video.
serve and protect.
Because they got the budget for it.
Through hands-on training and classroom instruction, you'll gain the knowledge and expertise needed to excel in your role as a law enforcement officer. From the intricacies of law enforcement procedures to honing your skills in areas like problem solving, cultural sensitivity, defensive tactics, and firearm proficiency, this is where the foundation for your successful career begins. Candidates must possess the self-discipline and determination to meet the Academy's challenges.
So crisp.
As an officer, you can find yourself in extremely stressful situations. Therefore, drill instructors will continually stress test you to gauge how you react and behave under strenuous circumstances.
My dog putting in the work.
That's a push-up.
I do not approve of the.
The back guy? No, he's trash.
I also don't understand why drill is remotely important to police work. We don't march in police.
A lot of times, we're going to have to, in a split second, be in a foot pursuit. In a split second, be,
could you imagine like a police marching band?
Place someone into custody. And
They have them.
It's important for us to maintain that physical.
Not like marching band, but they do have honor guard that they march.
Oh, yeah.
Like they march in formations.
Lifetime Fitness Unit. Here at the Academy,
and some police departments have
fitness assessment, also known as the PFA.
Like trumpet and.
The PFA is a test used to track your physical fitness progress and to ensure that you meet the Academy and the Commission officer standards and training. You're required to take 3 PFA exams during your 24 weeks of training. The PFA counts the number of sit-ups and push-ups you can complete in 1-minute increments. You must also complete a timed 300-meter sprint,
kipping,
a 1.5-mile run, where you will be scored according to the amount of time it takes you to complete each event. Through your training, you will be required to pass the post-work sample test battery, a California state mandated examination required to become a law enforcement officer.
I'm on a diet so I can get to 3.
There you go.
The work sample test battery consists of 5 events: a 99-yard obstacle course, a 165-pound body drag for 32 feet on a flat surface, a 6-foot chain link fence climb, a 6-foot solid wall climb, and a 500-yard run on a
I like that they do both.
I am behind both, yeah.
Again, the faster each event
500-yard run and a 300-yard run. I like that.
In order to maintain average performance in the police academy, you must be able to complete at least 30 push-ups and 40 sit-ups. You should also be able to run 2 miles on a track in under 18 minutes.
Burpees, dude.
2 miles on a track in under 18 minutes.
In support and preparation for academy training, the Los Angeles Police
No, you have
Department
to run
offers
that.
the
That's
Candidate
9
Advancement
That's 9-minute miles.
also known as CAP.
CAP. That's
A free physical fitness program available to candidates currently in the testing process.
Look at that.
Dedicated
I like
and
that.
consistent participation will transform you physically and prepare you mentally for the academy training.
Look at that guy showing
Yeah,
off.
he was repping.
Getting after it.
My community was gang affiliated, and
Well, you live in LA.
my
so-
parents always
That's every
reiterated, I came to this country so that you can have a better opportunity to be somebody in life, to do something great here, to fulfill what you've been called to do. And I was just always reminded how much they wanted the best for me. And I took that very close to my heart, as well as interacting with
So,
specific
I
female
kind of
officers.
wish
They
our
always
academy was a
laid it out
little
for me
bit
that
more
I didn't have to follow the footsteps that were laid
drill
before me
organized, I
in my community.
guess.
I could do something different.
Because I feel like we lacked quite a bit of discipline.
I think it would have just made sense had they just recruited better.
Some.
Yeah.
But you,
Just as officers showed
you have to admit our
Firearms Training Section
PT stuff was
Training Division.
pretty lax.
Recruit officers attending the LAPD Police Academy.
I'm not saying
will
we need to
receive
get like
119
smoked
hours
and yelled
of
at all the
firearms
time,
training
but like
and 110 hours of tactics training.
pretty sad.
The firearms training consists of the use of the department-issued 9mm semi-automatic pistol and a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun.
Oof.
You will be required to pass a written examination and to memorize the 4 basic firearm safety rules. You'll be required to pass 2 shooting tests during the daytime hours and 2 shooting tests during the nighttime with both pistol and the shotgun.
Pretty standard.
Yeah.
You'll also receive training on the exposure to chemical agents used in law enforcement.
Oh, nice.
CS?
OC day, baby. That's CS. Yeah, if you're getting a gas
You'll
mask.
wear a gas mask and enter a
Dang.
structure containing tear gas.
Good for them.
You'll be required to remove, place, and clear the gas mask in the contaminated environment.
I kind of like that. They don't even look like they're bothered.
Wasn't bad.
Not bad.
Wasn't bad.
We got through it, sir. We got through it.
Glad it's over.
Yes.
They're used to spicy foods.
Will also be exposed to an Oleracin capsicum spray or OC spray and manage the effects of the
Oh, that's
exposure
weak.
to OC.
That's
They put it on your hand and then you wipe it on.
You'll also
What?
be exposed to taser for up to 5 seconds to
Go
feel
back.
and understand the effects of the intermediate force.
We got through it, sir. We got through it.
Glad it's over.
Yes.
Will also be exposed to an Oleracin capsicum spray or OC spray
Oh,
and
that's
manage
lame.
the effects of the exposure
What?
to OC.
That is not how you get sprayed with OC.
They
You'll also be exposed
if
to
that
taser
counts
for
Why are
as
my-
it, I've
5
got no
seconds
seed.
to
Why are
feel
my
and
eyes
understand
watering?
the effects of the intermediate force
Immediately.
options.
Getting
Ugh.
tased is unpleasant no matter what you do.
During tactics training, you will be tested on your ability to make critical decisions during rapidly evolving tactical scenarios.
Yep. You know
You'll
it's
be
kind of
tested
wild?
on your ability to
Policing,
evaluate
I
and
truly
properly
believe
apply the use of force options.
We are the best at this.
These use of force options
Across the
include
board.
taser,
We do
OC spray,
more
and beanbag shotgun,
critical
and as well as
decision-making
lethal
skills
force.
fast.
Yeah.
than pretty much any like
Yeah.
job to the planet. It's kind of wild.
Because policing also has the most restrictions.
You'll be taught how to properly respond to crimes in progress, active shooters, domestic altercations, and other emergency situations that could
So it
occur
looks
We need to
pretty
watch
good.
during
more
your
like
career as a
international
police
police.
officer.
Maybe that's what we'll do on Tuesdays. Watch some international policing stuff.
We'll sprinkle
Because I
them
was
in.
watching a heist video about a Swedish heist, and I was like, these cops suck.
Who was that?
Like these guys got away with
You'll
everything.
be trained and
then they
tested
didn't
in
even
the
get jail
Emergency
time.
Vehicle
Why is there a hat
Operations
next
course during the academy.
Huh?
You will learn to
hat
operate
next
an
to the
emergency-equipped
It's
vehicle
floating.
safely
It's a
and
floating
My
hat.
accurately
Space Force hat.
by demonstrating a working knowledge of the 6 fundamentals of vehicle control as instructed and demonstrated.
Megan found it at an antique shop or thrift shop or something.
Bro,
You'll
pursuit
be
driving.
required to pass
Police
5
driving
post
is the best
tests.
class.
Yeah,
A collision
100%.
avoidance
While we've
simulator
got to
test.
drive.
We didn't.
A slow speed
We didn't
skills
need.
test.
We didn't need
A
our
Code
road
3
to be
response
watered
driving
because
test.
our police driving days
A
were
pursuit
all in
driving
downforce.
test. And a skid control
Straight up
exercise test.
I want to do this.
Pit,
Police driving was a blast.
pit, bro.
Oh,
That I
you
didn't get
pitted.
to people, but Keith, how do they do this with horses?
Jesus.
You just loosen the saddle of the guy riding beside you. You just pop it real quick.
I love how
These are
he
only
answers that.
some
That
of the
was me.
challenges you will face in order to be successful in the Los Angeles Police Department Academy.
Not a fan.
My
of
advice
the
for them is
drill
to
instructor.
be resilient and be patient. Be physically prepared. The academy is demanding in all types of ways, mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Get to practice.
So being
You know
able
how
to
I figured out how to
mentally
use a
prepare for
flare?
that will
To read
definitely help,
instructions in the
going through
field.
the
I just use my
academy
brain.
process a bit easier.
Yeah.
Just have a good attitude.
Oh, is that all? Just have a good attitude.
That's it.
That's it.
No, let's be honest. That's a lot of it.
That'll get you through it.
That's a good attitude. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
I mean, if you don't have a good attitude, you're definitely not going to do well.
I like that we saw some DT in here.
Yeah.
The PT
There's-
side of it, I'm pumped about. I'm
There's
here
one
for it.
in here. There's another recruiting video that has pretty good DT. This isn't bad.
You have them start spraying their finger.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hope they've
We
changed
look
that.
forward to training
gonna
you
change that
at
at
our
the
Los
academy to
Angeles
announce
Police
that.
Department.
I hope
So
they change that.
I finished the last third of my academy
Mhm.
with a cracked tailbone. It sucked a lot. I sat fucked up for like a year.
Yeah.
I hurt my shoulder. One of our favorite classmates decided to throw me halfway across the gym, and I hurt my shoulder.
Yeah, fuck that
And
guy.
I had to sit for like.
He also
it was
thought
like
he
a week
could
and a half.
stop a car with his body. So
And that did not work out. It was bummed because it set me back, and then I had to do Fight Sim 1 and OC Day in the same day.
Mhm.
Also,
I do remember that.
And so like not even like 2 or 3 weeks after that, our sergeant, our borderline dishonorably discharged supervisor at the time, sergeant over the academy, decided to do these like random morning workouts, which I had no beef with the workouts. They weren't hard. It was just annoying because we didn't get paid any extra to be at these like outside of our business hours workouts.
Yeah.
And on one of these, we're doing frog-like leaps in grass with tennis shoes on, which was a poor idea. And I happened to land clean on like a weed patch in that grass. Both of my feet came out from under me, and I felt my tailbone crack.
Ugh.
Both feet came out, tailbone straight to the ground, and I felt it.
Dude.
And it fucked up the rest of that workout. And then I tried sitting down, and I sat crooked. No kidding. Like, it took me a while to like unfuck my lower back from doing this. I spent the rest of the academy just shifting in my seat.
Yep.
Field training, I got made fun of it because I would just kind of shift in my seat a bunch. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "I should just tell him I had to go poop." And yeah, it's how bad I didn't want to do anything. It was the worst. But that also tells you how lax our PT standards were. Because if I was really having to get after it, it would have bothered me a lot more.
Our PT standards sucked.
It was not. It was not terribly hard to be.
Did y'all watch those already?
What?
The Arlington PD. PT
I didn't pull
standards?
up any PT. I figured we could do PT as a stream.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that next time.
Christian Halsey, thank you also for the super chat.
I just have recruiting videos pulled up, and then I do have one
Those are
body
always fun.
cam we're gonna watch at the end of
We
stream
flipped a coin.
because it's
Heck yeah.
very spicy.
I like recruiting videos a lot.
But
they're fun. I get to judge them because I actually have some expertise as the person who gets to film this kind of shit.
Yeah. So the rest of the
have an educated opinion.
the rest of the recruiting videos will be pretty short. That LAPD was, I think, probably the longest one.
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Pretty good.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I think
Yeah.
they could have cut it in half and gotten the same point across. So this is
Well, so more than likely what they did was like, well, we need to show every unit and we need to show every single one of these steps and we need to show whatever.
But
and at the end of
the
it, you end up with like
Alexandria
4-minute.
Police Department did that, and their video was 2.5 minutes, and it was dope.
Yeah, but their budget's probably a lot smaller.
I like
So-
theirs better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
mean,
I
what
did
makes a
a
good video versus what makes a recruiting whatever person happy are different things.
true, but you know that they're not bringing like
Yeah.
true videographers in there to do this. They're like, how can we get this done the
Yeah.
cheapest,
At LAPD,
most
they probably
possible
at
way?
LAPD they're probably spending like $40K
Probably.
on one of those videos, which is ridiculous. I know because I've had clients that'll come in from like California to Texas, and it's like a tenth of the price.
Yeah.
because they're so
Crazy.
inflated out there. It's ridiculous.
So I didn't
bro,
pick these.
DSLR will do it.
I didn't pick these departments based off anything special. I just did like a YouTube police recruit video search, and I tried to get newer, like within the last year, outside of NYPD and LAPD. So they're just random departments, but we'll see.
Is this Wichita, Texas?
Kansas, I think.
Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that like a mile away from each other?
Maybe.
A bomb squad.
We get a lot of misconceptions, being that we're from Kansas. Everybody thinks it's like cornfields and just flat
is.
open ground, but really and
It
truly,
is.
Wichita is a big metropolis area.
It's not.
What I love about the Wichita
Downtown.
Police Department
Those
is
are your
the
tallest buildings,
community
bro.
that we work with.
It's apartment
Wichita is a
complexes
large
here.
and growing city, but at the same time has that sense of family with it.
I liked every aspect of the academy, from us working with our
I do love
defensive
this lighting,
tactics
though.
instructors.
I'll be honest, if you
The
like
biggest
the
thing I
whole
like about
academy,
working in
it was
Wichita
not
is
fun.
the opportunities and experiences that the Wichita Police Department has afforded to me. We are the biggest agency in Kansas.
Their videographers doing a great
You
job.
can work for specialized units, such as our community response team, community policing. You can promote to detectives and then sergeants. We have our bomb unit as well as our
I
SWAT
really like
team.
their lighting.
And then we have other specialized units.
Within the detective, I can work as a gang detective, domestic violence, ex crimes detective. I can work as a homicide detective.
I've gotten to serve on certain specialty units and work certain assignments that have
Ooh, I
allowed
like
me
that
to
shot.
gain experiences I wouldn't get anywhere else.
Every day is different. I get to come out and serve the community and be a part of something bigger than myself.
We all have the same vision, is to give back to our community, and we love what we do.
Yeah, what does that mean? It's a mafia office.
That's where they go ask the Godfather for a favor.
I am the Godfather.
And we gotta ask you for a favor.
Well, I guess Keith is the Godfather.
We don't get to see people on their best day. That's a given. But
Oh,
just
they
our
have
postal
those
service, you just
lame
never know
head
how
mounted
much you can impact someone's life.
I saw one of them.
I hate those because you can't see shit.
Go rock and rock.
What better way to serve the community that made me the man that I am than giving back to the community that brought me here?
This might be
That's
my
pretty
favorite.
cool.
That's awesome. This
That
might be
was
my
pretty
favorite
cool.
Video.
Anything
Not
with
gonna lie.
explosion is awesome.
Yeah, dude, an explosion. You walk away from an explosion.
Yeah.
So
every recruiting video should have that.
I will say this, and I have to preface this because just like we talked about in the rookie episode that premiered right before the live stream, you're going to watch this recruiting video and you're going to be like, bro, every day is going to be so exciting and I'm going to end my shift walking away from an explosion. No, you're not. You're probably never, ever, 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 ever going to do anything that was in this video.
Yep. Well,
maybe
you'll be on a crime scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is for Badge Bunny. So I do have a drone, and it's actually a really, really nice one. We just don't do anything outside ever, so we need to do more of that.
So when we do our OnlyCops 2-mile race, we can have the drone up.
We can have the drone, except I'm going to be in the race, and I'm going to be piloting the drone as I'm running.
Can't you just set it to
Josh
follow
can do
us?
I can do it.
Yeah, actually, I can. Yeah.
No, Josh
It's
is
so
also in
fancy.
this race. It's an OnlyCops race. It's the three of
well
us.
then, yeah, no, we can totally set it to follow us.
Here for it.
We can actually. It has a thing where you can literally set like the specific waypoints that it
Yeah.
can follow.
Be sweet.
Throughout a thing.
Plus, if we did
Sounds
it,
pretty slick.
if we did it on a track, couldn't we just have it hover above the track?
Badge Bunny, you're my favorite. She said Juan needs more video toys. Thank you. This is what I've been saying for like 10 years.
Well, we need more subscribers and more Patreon
So
members.
Canon
for that.
R5. So if you get more people in the Patreon, I can buy my dream camera, which is the Canon R5C.
One is to camera equipment like young 19-year-olds are to like face filler and stuff. They want it, they don't need it, and they pay a lot of money for it.
One is to camera equipment, like one is to good whiskeys. It is all the same thing to me.
There you go.
But whiskeys are cheaper, so cheers.
Okay, let's keep going. Wichita is trying to act like they're doing some crazy. If your city really was that active, the city, you don't want to be working there.
Not gonna lie. So here's the thing, though. You probably would want to work for them because you'd have a nice, chill career, and you'd get to retire at your 25-year mark, and you'd get to like live in a place with cheap housing and whatever. And that was a great recruitment video. The videography was great. They hit all the points that they needed to hit. They kept it really good and interesting. And so, you know what? I'm gonna give him an A for that.
I need one of you to run a poll in the chat for who's winning the OnlyCops race out of the three of us.
I got it.
Also,
Josh got it.
Greensboro,
Jen said.
I think Tennessee is this next one.
I think South Carolina.
Is it South Carolina?
Yeah.
I
But
couldn't
maybe
see the.
To my strange
Maybe Tennessee.
son, your little friend Juan is shilling again.
Just says Greensboro Police. I'm sure it'll tell us.
Nathaniel's snatching souls, dude.
It's in America.
It's in America.
Yeah, somewhere in America.
All right, Greensboro in America.
There we go.
Courage, compassion, honor,
integrity.
Everyone's
if
voting
these core
Keith.
values are a part of who you are,
damn it, I was
the
about to
Greensboro
start it, and
Police
mine was
Department
funnier.
is the perfect place to take your career to the next level.
I don't see the
Our
poll.
officers are part
Oh,
of
there
a
it is.
talented, dedicated team that works tirelessly to protect and serve
Flash.
all members of our community.
The flash on your
With
camera,
over
maybe.
30 special teams
That's
and
right.
squads,
Hey, I
you
didn't
can
say
find
what
your
kind of
place
flash.
at GPD. Plus, Greensboro provides
never
a
said what
dynamic
kind of
environment,
flash.
a chance to make a real difference for our citizens, and a vibrant, welcoming community. Our officers go through an intense, paid training process with over 1,000 hours of training, including procedural justice training,
1,000
implicit
hours
bias
of
training,
not a lot.
and an enormous variety of other
Gym, that's a nice
courses.
gym.
Our police academy will prepare you to police in today's world.
When we
It's
build
only,
our compound, we're gonna
bro,
get that.
that's 25
The
weeks.
Greensboro Police Department is a leader
If you're doing
in the
40-hour weeks.
ever-challenging and rapidly changing field of law enforcement. As the first North Carolina law enforcement agency to become
6.5
nationally accredited
months.
with
6
CALEA
months, yeah,
and
it's
with
5
the
months.
first
It's
public
about right.
housing unit of its kind in the state,
6
we
and a
stay
quarter
agile
ish.
to meet and exceed the
Ooh,
needs
not- that's
of all
5.7
members of
months.
our community.
That's not a lot.
Join the
To go
Greensboro
from
Police Department
rookie or
and find a
person
new
to-
calling,
That's not a
new
lot.
career,
I wouldn't
and a
trust
new
you.
family.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I didn't
It was.
even watch it.
It was quick. It was to the point.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't
Hey,
anything like.
Don't go to an academy where you're having to pay for it. That's dumb.
Oh yeah, that's dumb.
Well,
you should be getting
okay.
paid while you're there.
Listen. Caveat that with there are some very small departments that can't afford to do their own academies, and they have to do the. What are they called? What is that stupid thing called?
Like the regional academies?
Yeah, like where they run
Yeah,
like
we
3 or
should do
4
the
departments
OCMP.
together, and there's only like 2 officers per department.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to pay to do that. So if you live in a tiny little place and you really want to be a police officer, I don't know what to tell you.
Bro,
They
how
should-
is Bill only at 50% on this poll?
I feel like they should partner with some kind of local university or community college and have like a
Some of them do, but
policing program that comes out of that. That seems like a smarter thing than having
I-
you pay to because like what other I mean, I guess college is technically paying to be trained to do your job, but it's not really unless you're like a doctor.
yeah.
Really?
It just seems very dystopian.
We'll keep going.
Steel Switch, we will likely make a new Discord channel for this stream if this does well and y'all want us to keep doing it.
Bro, my propaganda worked. I'm at 32%. This is great. That's so much higher than I thought it would be.
Can't wait till we do this race. I'm so looking forward to it.
Totally doing it.
All right.
Feed. Even him shitting himself, though, if we fed Bill laxatives, we'd still probably lose.
Bro, we just need to feed you like half an ounce of cheese and you'll be done for the day.
Yeah, you'd be done.
I can do most cheeses. You'd be surprised.
He says that every single time he eats a pizza and then he goes shitting for an hour.
Hey, listen.
That's
I
a little
would
more than half an ounce of cheese, though.
listen.
Dude, the pizza we ate that day, did that do that to you?
No,
he did. 100%.
Costco pizza.
Oh, wow.
I would let it run down my legs just to beat both of you in a race. That's how competitive I am.
I would do that too, so we can both beat Josh. He'll be over there with some wet wipes, just trying to get himself clean. Well, we lap him.
All right. Here's Honolulu. How old was this, Keith?
7 years.
7 years.
7
okay.
years.
But
Ooh,
it's
is that the last time they did one?
Probably.
Yeah.
How do they? I wonder how they recruit outside of the city.
I hate this font.
I don't know.
Oh, I already hate this. It's a slideshow.
It was 7 years ago. No, I think there's live action here.
Bro, 7 years ago was not that long ago. That was like 2017. That's not that long ago. If I'd made this in 2017, I would not have gotten paid.
Whoever made this probably didn't get paid.
This was an iMovie. This was one of the recruits doing an iMovie to not have to do push-ups.
They didn't even.
Oh, this is cell phone footage.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, I could totally be a cop in Honolulu. Right now.
Legit.
Today. I could go right there right now and smoke all these
suicides.
Every single one of these.
Suicide streets.
Yeah. Those were the worst kind of sprints.
Yeah, it's a big
I would
academy.
move for 3 days. But
They probably only have like one a year or one every couple years. Hey,
that's an exposure.
Better than LAPD. Oh, and they have to fight through stuff while they've been sprayed.
I like it.
oh, they won the game.
Like the ice bucket thing.
Yeah, they won the football game.
Nice.
Is it flexibility?
Maybe.
They're gonna do that.
Or is this like a breeze? That was a revolver.
Sure was.
Hell yeah, bro! I told you I could be a cop there.
Oh, they get water discipline training.
They're an island. They have to.
That's
smart.
pretty based,
That is
actually.
smart.
Okay, I was talking shit. I'm here for it.
No, that's super smart. If anybody needs to learn water rescue, it's Honolulu.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 90% of their job.
Yeah.
Getting people to
I bet they like request like a buoyant ballistic vest.
Maybe.
You know.
If those don't exist, we need to make them and just print money.
Bro, this is the old school M4s. The carry handle M4. Get the fuck out of here.
Steel with Switch said, Ice Bucket Challenge, we nominate you, Houston PD. They'll do it in July when they're all really happy to get ice poured on them.
Bro, these carry handle ARs are cracking me up right now. They're like creepy. Why are they learning how to use the whole thing? Oh, my dog's getting after it.
So I think.
Look at that malfunction.
I think we
You know
can
why?
say that recruiting videos have come a long way in 7 years.
They have. This has no
This is trash.
verbal component to it. I don't hate
Why is
the
he clearing
training.
backwards?
I was asking this thing.
Unless that video was in reverse.
This feels like when I tell clients, usually contractors, like, hey, just send me all the videos you have and I'll make it into something.
Yeah.
This is like every cell phone video they can get out of everybody that was there.
Why did they deploy their taser pro?
Did y'all have to wear shirts with your name on them?
Yes.
Oh. So that's the thing.
So they knew who was getting
Who the hell you were?
Yep.
How to grade you?
Yep.
You get a lot of different instructors that would come in.
Yeah, we used to have nameplates at our desk, and then if we weren't in the classroom, we were in PT or DT gear, and those shirts had our names on them. And then once we switched over to uniform, we had to wear uniform with our nameplate.
Cool, we're getting Amigo. Wow, they changed to a little bit R&B action.
Slow as hell, dog.
What is this guy? What is going on?
Who are you gonna catch like that?
Why do they have helmets?
Because they're. Never mind. Look at their car had training wheels.
You gotta appreciate the fact that they're getting the training fixed.
That is pretty pissed.
True.
I'm so envious.
That is true.
Cars break loose kind of easy.
Yeah. But if you know how to steer through it, boy.
They got a simulator? Oh, look at them.
Bro, you failed. You did pretty well. You can afford a simulator, but you couldn't afford a better video?
They spent all their money on the simulator.
I guess.
department's entire budget.
I guess, dude.
They practice road flares. That cracks me up. Yeah, I think they used to still require degrees when we were cops there. And that's probably because they didn't think they needed.
Oh, look, they drive.
Just how to use a road flare.
They drive around the road flare, so they do night driving with flares.
Oh,
it's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
That's not bad.
All right.
That's a shitty recruitment video, though.
That was pretty weak.
That was way too long and did not.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
I mean, it made me want to join just because I was like, well, I'll be the best cop y'all have, but that's about it.
Comes in as an instant corporal.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going for LT, so I don't have to do any actual police work.
All right, so this one,
bro.
This one actually has a
louder for the people in the back.
Where's my cuffs? Where'd my cuffs go?
This one has an actual title. It says, "Welcome to our house, Coral Gables Police Department."
Copyrighted music.
Last year.
5 seconds.
I don't think so.
Recruits, are you ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, I knew it because I know that song.
They paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no, they didn't.
We'll watch it without it.
They definitely didn't, and they just relied on YouTube to not call them out on it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get called out on it, so we're gonna watch this one in silence.
For sure. And then I'm gonna have to have the stream not be visible for 3 days while I clear it up. So let's not do that. Yeah.
They're saying, "Welcome to our house."
Yep, every time.
Oh, that's like a little simulator thingy.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So their DT and then some of their training is the only reason I wanted to watch this. Screw you and your stupid song.
The DT was very okay.
I doubt that was actually DT, but
that was like
at least they had it in
there. They did have DT in there, which I do appreciate. They're not just doing ASP, but like I think it's like I've seen a lot of people doing like modified jujitsu, which I'm down for because you don't true actual jujitsu doesn't make a ton of sense because your belt and your vest really get in the way of doing regular jujitsu.
Yeah, that's true.
I do think that a lot of people like modify it too much. Like they go way too far away from baseline jujitsu, and they're like making shit up as they go, and it's weird.
Yes,
you know, it's
Josh,
like
you got destroyed in this poll. Like Bill got 50, I got 36, and you got 13. People don't think you can do cardio.
Fine, I'm okay with
They
that.
really think you're gonna poop yourself on the track.
I want to do the 2 mile.
Done nothing to disabuse them of
I want to do
mission.
the 2 mile timed run, and then I want to do that 2,000 meters on the rower.
That
the 2,000
like
meters, I'd be
hard.
screwed, dude.
Yeah, that would be a bitch. I feel like it would take me like 12 minutes.
What are you clicking over there? Is that your gun?
Not 12.
Okay.
Not 12 minutes.
I could probably do it fast. I don't know.
Juan lost because of mail-in voting. I'm hitting that. I'm hitting that, Chris Kaufman.
Unpinned. Fuck out of here.
Medford, Oregon.
Oh,
that was cool slow-mo.
Being a police officer means that you show up for a stranger on their worst day.
Where you go from being a father or a husband to now protecting the city.
You are going to be faced with challenges that most other people will never face in their life.
We understand that this job can take a toll on a person.
But you will come out on top because we will give you the training and the knowledge to accomplish everything that you need to complete this job.
What makes Medford different from so many other departments, the level of professionalism.
We train our officers to treat people with respect. We are public servants. In the city of Medford, we have outstanding community support. You're seeing nationwide over the last several years is a movement to defund police departments. We're going in the opposite direction. Our council approved a strategic plan which allows us to continue to hire officers for the next 5 years.
Some of the main things that I love about Southern Oregon, it truly is a mecca for outdoor sports.
This is what I was waiting for. The drone shots of the freaking Oregon landscape.
Oregon, yeah.
That's all you need.
Especially Southern Oregon.
Absolutely top.
That's all you need to convince people to
have our
friggin'
own
join your
custom
PD.
state-of-the-art facility that most agencies don't have the luxury.
Especially because,
of.
like, if you're not in Portland,
Oh, that was a nice
gym.
gym.
Provides so many opportunities.
Well,
for
if you're in
individuals.
Eugene, you've got the University of Oregon.
When I
That's
decided
true.
I wanted to be a police
Yeah,
officer,
big
I
cities,
looked
I
at
guess.
a couple
This is
different
like-
agencies,
what's
and everybody
Medford?
said that
Portland
the
would
police department
suck.
is an elite
Portland would
department, trains
super
really
suck.
hard,
Yeah.
and is really supportive of their officers.
I think the number one
But,
way
like,
that
I'd love to
Medford
visit
really
Oregon
invests
just
in
for
their
the
officers
woods.
is
Oh,
truly the
100%.
amount of training that we get absolutely prepares you to be one of the better police officers out there.
I think the culture of Medford Police Department is about unity. It's about not just being the best police officer that you can be, but being the best
Why are you wearing
human
a
that you
hat?
can be.
The core values of MPD is community, professionalism, and respect. Those core values mean everything to me. I think it sums up what this job is in a whole.
I would call MPD a destination agency for the right people. If you want to be one of the better police officers out there, then yes, this is a destination agency for those individuals.
Working for Medford Police Department, it has become like a family to me.
This is a
I like this
long-term
video.
career, not
This
a
is really
short-term
good.
job.
This is
We're not
probably
really
looking
well
for someone
made.
who's just going to be another uniform,
Just I like
another badge.
I
We
like
want
the way
someone
they're
to be a member
talking. I
of the
like what
family.
they're saying.
So I'm gonna edge out like Wichita.
Wichita.
I went full Mexican right there. Wichita, Wichita, Wichita with the chancla. Wichita. I'm gonna edge it out only.
Wow.
Because they had slightly higher production value with like the explosions and like the they're just a slight. Clearly they're a slightly bigger department, but that was super good. Like they're right there.
On a more important critique, I will say that I do like that they started off with a more honest message about the job.
Yes.
Which I do respect.
I was gonna say that
like
one
that.
of everything that we've watched so far is the first one where I was like, "Damn, could I be a cop again?" Like, am I?
That second one we watched, Doug, had me fucking fired
So-
up.
I don't want to be a better police officer.
Yeah, but I know that that's fake. Like this one, they didn't show anything wild. Like,
yeah,
this one,
Yeah,
I was
no
like,
explosions,
I was
none
like,
of that,
I was
yeah.
like,
No, it's
damn,
like, hey, you're in freaking Medford, Oregon. What
are
do
they
you
making me want to move to Oregon? Like,
It's pretty vistas, and you're gonna have a pretty chill life here.
I will also say this. I think this idea that you want to be the best police officer you could be, like, they're asking specifically for that. We don't want the applicant that barely meets the standard. We want the guy that considers, or the person that considers themselves a step above. And I think that that's oftentimes in the world, they're privileged because they're not like New York, right? Where you just like really truly just need bodies.
Right.
But I do think
Dallas,
they're-
what?
Yeah,
Who
no
said that?
shit. No. kidding.
Terrible.
Oh well.
Don't say that.
But I think that I think it's good to see police departments kind of pushing themselves to want to be better.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, like especially nowadays, I feel like that authenticity will probably get you more recruits than
the right recruits.
And that's the thing, is like it'll get you the right recruits, not the ones that are like.
I would rather have
looking for the excitement or whatever.
100 people apply for 40 spots, and all 100 be like what I feel like are very good recruits, and I'm probably missing out. Like the people that miss the cutoff, I'm probably missing out on good officers, rather than have 5,000 people apply and only have 10 that are worth a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
if you could just be like, hey, just wait till the next class in 6 months.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, hey, you suck, and the ones we got are just barely passable.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I think it's asking for the right ones.
I think being honest about the job is a lot better recruiting tool. We can almost point to our channel as like a proof of that, because there's plenty of warrant officers when they started watching us are now officers, even though we tell them don't do it.
Retro.
Well, howdy, folks. Officer Big B here. Are you looking for a new job? Are you ready to try something new that'll make a difference at doing something really great? Well, come join us here at the Fort Worth Police Department. We're hiring and we got it all. We got your patrol vehicles, we got your Explorers, we got your Tahoes, and we even got your F-150 responders. Say what?
It is so
Now,
hard to
currently,
find
you may not have
anybody
SWAT, but come join
that
us
is
here at the
this
Fort
just
Worth Police
comfortable on
Department,
camera.
because we've got SWAT. Yes, sir. We've got your armored vehicles.
so
We've
far,
got
so
your
Saturday
Bearcats.
mornings.
Well, these big machines here, takes a licking, keeps on ticking. That's right, folks. You may be asking yourself, but Big B,
I bet he's just charismatic. I bet he's a great cop.
So here's the thing: you can be charismatic and be shit on camera.
Oh, I'm not talking about the on-camera thing. I'm just saying, like, from a policing standpoint.
Oh, 100%.
I bet
I'm
he
sure
is
he's
a great cop.
He's probably an amazing cop, but also like
you may be asking yourself,
he needs to be cloned so they can have like 10 of him on the street and then 1 of him on the media team. Because
he probably is on the media team, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing is like he's
we've got your dual
here, which is almost a waste.
Why do we have police
That so they do water district stuff.
Yeah, because Fort Worth is.
Now, folks, you may be asking yourself, do I have to be brand new to join our Fort Worth Police Department? No! Right here, we take trade-ins. Folks, we've got an amazing lateral program right here for all of you officers that are out there saying, you know what? I'd like to make a change for a little more ka-chang. That's right, folks.
I'm not gonna lie. This is almost the route I went when I left Arlington.
We had this discussion when we left.
I was very close to going to Fort Worth.
About
very,
the
very
things
close.
We got right here for you at the Fort Worth Police Department. But don't take my word
My wife
for it.
shut that down.
Give us a call.
Thankfully.
Send us an email. It doesn't matter if it's AM or PM. Just send us that DM. And I'll tell you what, you talk to that recruiter and you tell him Officer Big
Ain't
B
no
sent
way.
here. And you come join us right here at the Fort Worth Police
They
Department.
rented that
in Fort
thing.
Worth, Texas.
And I love the dude doing the inflatable
Yeah.
arm man.
Did you hear what I said? The Fort Worth Police Department in Fort Worth, Texas. It's easy.
Call now 817-392-5591.
I wonder who gets to drive the Lambo.
No one. That thing was rented and they slapped that light bar and sticker on it.
Or you can send us a message or DM on any of our social media
I'm gonna
platforms.
say
You can also click on the
That was
hyperlink
$2,500 by
listed
itself for
above.
that hour.
Come
By the
join
way,
us here at the Fort Worth
I believe
Police
it.
Department.
They probably got donated.
Or
I know because I know the dude who rents those.
No, I think they
or
probably donated at the time.
they wrote off a few speeding tickets for the owner. So
Well-
sticking with Fort Worth, I just wanted to watch another one of their videos.
Oh, I like that
Hello, everyone. I'm
vehicle
Recruiter
wrap.
Parker with the
I
Fort
like
Worth Police
that
Department,
brick.
and this is our recruiter vehicle.
Hold on, we got bad music.
Yeah, they do.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, that's royalty free.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 100%. I can tell by the beat. I listen to 100 of those every time I have to freaking
This?
pick a song. Oh, never mind. That's Skrillex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
come on
why does
now.
that sound? That sounds royalty free.
Yeah.
There are 300 of those sitting in story blocks right now that I have to listen to every time I'm trying to make a video.
This is kind of a
And
sweet.
they're all terrible. Yeah.
So they're doing a rap contest.
What?
We'll watch it in
What?
we'll watch it in the Discord. I'll keep it up. We'll watch that in the
Wait,
Discord.
is that a thing that's happening right now? Can I like do it? Oh, that's
It's
April 11, 2024.
Oh wow, there we go.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Bro, I
Design.
can make a video.
It says Fort Worth PD wants our community to design the new police recruitment vehicles. Don't miss your chance to showcase your talent and support TFW or Fort Worth PD. Enter now.
We gotta make it only.
I mean, if that's the baseline, I could kill it. Do they pay?
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna look this up.
Public
I'm gonna look this
domain.
up now.
Millennial cop.
We'll
That's not a thing I do.
we'll watch the video when we go offline though for the
Hell
Discord.
yeah.
All right.
Millennial
the-
Cop says Skrillex is public domain.
Here's
Allegedly.
I'm not risking it.
I
on
don't
the
trust
video.
that, but that's interesting.
Here is the one we've all been waiting for.
Here it is, baby. This discount football
It's
music.
draft day
I
in
know.
Texas, and the Arlington
That's
Police
100%
Department is on the
royalty-free.
hunt for top law enforcement officers and recruits to join their team.
It's gonna be weird how many people I know.
I know, dude.
That's the weird part.
Wow, class 64.
Let's check in with the
Buck
Arlington
rolls.
Police
Yep.
Department draft room.
Team, what are we looking for in our new officers?
Fucking
A new
loser.
cheese.
Intelligence.
Integrity.
Well, don't forget about military experience.
This guy did my interview.
How about those that are just looking for
Ugh.
a second career?
Okay, then free agents.
What about lateral transfers that can come in and just hit the ground running?
Regardless, we want the best of the best.
Let's show them what makes Arlington special.
Why are you
Sets us
sweating so
apart.
much, Al?
They didn't need that. They could have literally
Pena?
cut to this and
That was our
done
classmate.
I saw Pena.
exactly the same.
Freaking SRO
I
Pena.
joined the military as a military policeman in the Army National Guard.
joined the Marine Corps.
So
for
when we
over
watched
20
this
years,
last time,
and then after that,
I was
decided
struck
to
by
work
the
on my
beard
bachelor's degree in
immediately,
criminal justice.
which was really
back
funny to
here,
me.
with
And
our
Josh
mission
couldn't really see it
become
because
a
he was
police
on his
officer.
phone.
So the transition was pretty easy.
You know, it has the best of both worlds. We are a bigger city.
Because I remember, like, our very first time, if y'all go back and watch our very first Officers React, Bill is there with just a very intense mustache that looked great. But there was a reason for that, and it's because we filmed those first few episodes while they were still on the job.
Yeah, it's true.
I wanted to
could not
pursue
grow
a career in law enforcement because I was looking for something that was going to be
I
challenging.
don't know why she didn't grow a beard when
something
she's
that was
totally
gonna be
allowed
exciting.
to.
And I get to work with a very good group of police officers who have always had my back and encouraged me and are there to support me and want the best for me.
Yep.
Well, what drew me to Arlington, one, I was stationed
y'all?
out near
31.
Arlington. You have this great
31.
big entertainment district here with the
Which is
three
still pretty
stadiums
high, but
and
damn, that's
great opportunity for growth.
a lot of
in a good
officers in
area.
between.
Mm-hmm.
We do have the Cowboys Stadium here. We have Rangers. We have Hurricane
And she's a
Harbor, we have
33
Six Flags.
not working
So
the street.
Being a police officer, you get the opportunity
Which
to
means
work
she's
those
been,
part times
what,
and
promoted
earn
out?
extra source of
She's
income.
probably in the media unit.
Working special events here within the city of Arlington.
I wouldn't call it a
just gives you
promotion.
a very
It's-
unique opportunity
He's out of focus.
Lateral
to be involved with maybe events that
Okay, look at
you
his
wouldn't typically
badge,
be
bro.
able
This
to
is focused on
attend.
the buttons on
We've
his
had everything
shoulder.
from the Super Bowl to a neutral site World Series.
You
to
ain't never having a
WrestleMania,
Super Bowl in Arlington
larger
again, I can promise you that.
So the opportunity is there if you want to be a part of it.
Not again.
We might have
For
a
a
Super
while.
Bowl. We just may not be playing in it.
So our basic
No,
police academy is more
they talked about
classroom-based,
it while Josh and I
but we
were
do
in
have
the
to work on
department. The
physical
infrastructure in Arlington is
defensive
not.
tactics, range time,
It doesn't.
Can't support it.
Doesn't handle it well enough because they did it in 2011 when they opened that stadium and they said it was absolutely
After you get
horrible.
done with the classroom portion, we want you to be able to apply it as well.
Well, the roads
It
are
was an
shit.
incredibly good academy. I will say this.
Academy was great. I will never say anything bad about our academy.
From a skill
So with having
standpoint,
a
they
larger
did a very
department,
good
we have
job.
lots of
I bitch about the
opportunities. We have
physics,
almost
the
50
physical side of
specialized
it.
units.
I like the like interior body cam under
Plenty
the
of career
shirts.
opportunities.
that's
and
Motorola.
That
it's
is a
good
thing that I actually really
brother
like
and sister
about
of
the
The best out
officers.
there.
A
I'll
sense of
never
belonging.
go back on
So
that.
that's why I enjoy working with Arlington Police Department.
Because just the amount of body cam videos we see where the body cam falls right
Get
off.
started today. Apply to the Arlington Police Department
Whose
lateral
voice
or
is this?
basic
That
academy
voice, it's
at
such a radio announcer voice, and I hate
arlingtonpd.org/recruiting.
You know, there's one guy who does every single one of the radio announcements for everything sports related.
All right.
Dude, I will say some of the guys that were on there were pretty good dudes.
Yeah, I'm not going to
should make a
discourage any of
recruiting
them.
video.
Minus
will point-
Al Jones.
Yeah, minus that guy. I will say this. They skipped the whole like 30 or 40 murders a year and
They skipped a lot.
shitty Section 8 housing.
Like
and
63 confirmed gangs and
they skipped a lot. Cowboy season in general.
so don't be surprised if we watch this again on Thursday, but we're going to watch it tonight as a
Hell yeah.
celebration of ending our first new, maybe
Give us some
new
feedback
Tuesday
on,
stream.
on this type of stream.
I mean, we've
Yeah,
had a
if you
lot
like
of
this.
people watching, so that's been nice.
What's some feedback?
Good.
There's some likes in this stream.
If you're new to the stream, feel free to drop comments in the chat.
I do like my dogs shooting
Shots fired,
fundamentals
shots
here.
fired. Suspect
Yep.
down. Help the officer.
Bro, that was impressive.
Hey, let's be trying
This third one here. You ready? Ready? Right in the wiener.
Right where
This
it
is the one that
deserves
gets
to
us-
be, because he was there to meet
demonetized.
up with what he thought were two underage girls. So, bye bye.
This is To Catch a Predator, real life edition.
This is a predator about to catch some bullets.
Yeah. So, there we go. That's
anyways.
that.
That is, we're going to explore different types of topics that are law enforcement related. We'll likely do, we did more red flags, but there was a couple of green flags today. I think that there was definitely, I liked, wasn't Wichita, what was the other one?
Wichita was great. Oregon was
We're in
great.
Oregon.
Medford, Oregon.
Medford, Oregon.
Yeah,
Medford,
Wichita was
Oregon.
good.
Medford,
By and
Oregon
large, the
was
winner.
top tier.
Alexandria, Louisiana was awesome.
Alexandria, Louisiana was pretty
Got me
good too,
pumped.
If you're looking for a police department, look for one that's going to be open and honest with you, and that is prioritizing getting you good training, but is also is prioritizing being pickier about who they're recruiting more than they are trying to sell you on the idea of what the department can do for you. The department needs people to volunteer their time, their mental health, and their relationships with the public to better society and to make sure that people get to be safe and whatnot. What they should be giving you in, I guess, in exchange for that is going to be supporting you with the best possible outcomes as far as after support, support for your family, and then trying to give you the best possible set of skills to come out of those situations successfully. Everything else is bullshit, truly. We're gonna do some body cams. Christian.
So just one for today, but we might do more. It just depends on feedback, how people feel about it. We're trying something new today. You know, it is.
If you guys have suggestions,
I know we get a lot of feedback or a lot of body cam videos that get posted in the thing, so we might start doing like half and half. But
I only added
right
that
now,
one
Thursday is-
because of what it was.
Yeah.
So
if you guys have would like to give us feedback on what you'd like to see, the only people we're going to listen to as the most important people to this channel, and that is our Patreon members. Our older body cam, older body cam definitely is going to be on the table for this stream of our Tuesdays. But anyways, if you guys have or would like to be a bigger part of the group, you can join our Patreon. It is as little as $1 a month. That does give you direct access to our Discord. Our Discord is where we do all of the organizing and all the stuff. I will be hanging out with you guys in the OCFT here for a little bit. We'll figure out what we're going to do. I also want to thank, there's a lot of people that are in that Discord. Sarah, Keith, obviously that's already here. Warcrane Chris, as he goes by. People
Chris
like
the Cough, as I like to call him.
But there's a lot of guys that make that place really worthwhile and have made it really cool. So I want to thank them because it's very time consuming on our end to go do this. And then never on camera, but always appreciated. We do have the intern Megan. What was the title we gave her?
This is literally just like we're trying something new.
Yeah.
And the laziest thumbnail. I made it look pretty, but other than that,
are they complaining about the thumbnail?
No,
we couldn't do this. No, nobody complained. I honestly, I think it worked great because we have 61 people watching right now. So it's like
we were at 70 for a while.
As Blank said, yes, sometimes you will get spontaneous feet.
Yes, yeah. But no, I think this is a good version of the stream, and I think we probably just keep the gaming stuff to if you're a Patreon member and you can join us then because that's more fun. If
I'm
you
gonna
can join
go
us.
Kendall
Thomas. Let's go.
I just saw
Kendall. So we are actually doing double features every week. So we're going to be doing we're switching up what Tuesday is, and we're going to keep Thursdays exactly as they were. So Thursdays are still body cams. Tuesdays are going to be just policing in general. We might do memes. We might do police recruiting videos like we did today.
Thursdays are strictly body cam breakdowns.
Yes.
Thursdays have been that for forever. People really like that stream, so we're going to keep it that way. It's just Tuesdays. We love gaming, but I figured we could make this a little bit more engaging for the audience. So.
Yeah, we love gaming. Y'all don't love gaming as much as we love gaming, so we're going to switch it up.
So we're trying to earn some stuff for that, and then make sure that we're providing.
Yeah, I can make Tuesdays my whiskey stream.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Probably not very long. This is like my first time in about 4 months that I've even had anything. So.
Sitting one like a ton of bricks here.
Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow we'll have in horrible pain and really hungover. We'll see.
So
today,
thank you to Boot. Apparently they're correcting me that it was Boot.
For Megan.
Yeah.
That's right. It's Boot Megan.
Boot Megan.
She's gonna cut this together into shorts.
Yeah. Thursdays should not change. So.
She's back there somewhere working real hard.
For everybody else, we will see you on Thursday. We hopefully will also have a couple more officers react coming up.
We've got 2 more that are already edited and in the pipeline. We've got Plain Clothes Day, which is coming out next week. So stay tuned for that. And then the most requested episode that we've ever had, which is, I think it's called Greenlit or Greenlight. It's Greenlit, whatever. It's the one where Nolan gets greenlit by the mob. And that is coming out the week after that. So they're ready to go. They are in the pipeline for the copyright gods, which have been very nice to us. So they're coming out, and
I do
get ready. And then we're going to
periodically.
film at some point in the next couple of weeks.
If you guys want to see
more
old
stuff.
body cam footage, you gotta
Drop actually in the comments of this video and every other video that we have. If you can drop episodes of shows that you want to see, I want to ignore the chat for right now.
We can tell
that you want to see. Of different cop shows, whether it's The Rookie, whether it's Southland, whether it's Rookie Blue or Chicago PD or whatever the hell y'all want to watch.
Josh, do it.
Drop them in the comments. And next filming session is happening in the next couple of weeks. So drop those in there so that we can get them.
That?
Yes, that.
There it is.
Give us an outro.
He doesn't know. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will see the rest of you guys on Thursday.
Peace.
Peace. See you, folks.